Hey, what's up, you guys?
You sound like your videos.
Thank you.
Somehow.
Hey, how's everyone doing out there? I think we're just going to start this panel. My name's Marty. I have a YouTube channel called Marty Music, mostly guitar lessons. But this panel is to talk about YouTube mostly, and hopefully just get to know a little bit more about what each person up here does. Because we've got 4 awesome guitarists that also do YouTube as part of their career, and kind of each in a little bit different way. So let me introduce who we have here. To my left. We got Phil X.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Phil X. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's the first day of NAMM. I'm very excited. There's a lot of reasons to be excited and to be alive and all that stuff.
Yes. Well, I definitely love hanging out with you, and it's exciting to be on stage with Phil X.
I know, like we should be playing, not talking.
Well, there are guitars here, so let's get through it. Another good friend of mine that I've become friends with over the last year and a half, 2 years, Rhett Scholl, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, everybody?
Rhett is a touring musician who also makes YouTube videos as well, and some amazing drone footage.
I actually just flew the drone this morning. Got some beautiful Anaheim B-roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you're the drone master on stage right now.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Wait, can you play and drone at the same time?
Ooh, maybe. Yeah, I bet you could.
I think you could.
I want to see
Yeah.
that.
I want to see that too. Anyway, so Rhett Scholl has an amazing channel, you guys. And then we have 2 of our wonderful friends from France. We have Laura Cox here. Woo. Give it up. Laura has a YouTube channel where she performs guitar covers.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
And you've amassed over 400,000 subscribers, is that correct?
I think so.
And millions of views.
I think so.
Yeah. You're too busy filming to look at the numbers? Or?
No, I don't look anymore.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being here and being up here. It's exciting to get to know you up here. And then right next to you, we have, ladies and gentlemen, Wax with 2 X's. Give it up for Wax.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, Wax, do you want to, you've got a YouTube channel and you do a lot of performing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And do you any teaching on the channel?
No, not at all. It's only like guitar performance and like cover.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Laura, you are touring around Europe as well, right?
Yeah.
So we've got and Wax, are you in a band?
Yeah, I'm in a band and I'm touring too. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone up here except for me is in a band. How about that? Now, real quick, I'm sure you guys already know, but Phil X here is in a little band. I heard some buzz about them called Bon Jovi.
Yeah, the little band, right?
Yeah. So this is about YouTube. So I want to first talk to you, Phil, because I know you have an awesome story about a transition from YouTube into being in Bon Jovi. That's a good leapfrog.
It is.
But you've been in the music biz as a guitar player way before YouTube, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm old. So
That's not what I was saying.
So
but
way before YouTube. But I feel like even when I started doing YouTube, I didn't know the capacity of what could be done. So we just started we didn't know what we were doing. We were just demoing guitars. But then it became like I put more personality into it, and I could sing Zeppelin and scream AC/DC and then shred. And then it became like the Phil X show.
Right.
And then somebody saw the Phil X show and said, "I think I have a gig for you." And it ended up being this. So, I mean, it's kind of like the Rockstar movie with Mark Wahlberg. But I've adjusted quite well, I think.
Yeah, and let's see. I do remember you telling me a story about how you were shopping at Trader Joe's for groceries.
Oh, and somebody thought I worked there?
No, and your phone rang and it was Bon Jovi.
Yeah, that was, okay, so I initially filled in for Richie Sambora in 2011 and did 13 shows, and then he came back. And in 2013, I was at Trader Joe's, and my phone rang, and when John Bon Jovi calls you, you kind of want to go, John
Tell
Bon
everybody.
Jovi calling. Hey, Johnny, what's up? So he called, and he's like, hey, we need you tonight. And it'd been 2 years since I had played or got into a Bon Jovi song. It'd been 2 years. So he just thought, hey, you did the work, you can come back and do it. But that's not how it works. I'd probably worked on another 12 records by other artists and had done my own shows. So he said, hey, we just put out a new record. If you could learn these 3 songs for tonight, that would be great. And I'm like, you know, you probably don't hear no a lot, but no. I need the flight to Calgary to familiarize myself
With the other tunes.
with the other catalog. So, and then, oh, he's like, yeah, I totally get it. Learn them for tomorrow. So, and then I thought Richie would come back. I thought it'd be a month, he'd get his stuff together, he'd come back. But then they're like, we need you to go to Europe next month, and we don't know when he's coming back. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. And the panic in their faces was awesome.
Oh, nice.
I felt like I had the power.
Nice bluff.
Yeah, right? I don't think I want to go. But I went. And now I haven't left.
That's right. How long's it been now?
So that was 2013. 7 years.
Yikes. But you're interested in you've been busy with Bon Jovi, you're interested in getting back into YouTube again, you were saying.
I do.
What do you want to do?
I feel like there's room in the world for a Phil X guitar method.
Ooh, I
'Cause
like that.
I think we all have different approaches, and I think we all have different techniques and different things that make us who we are as players. And I think I could tap into that.
Nice.
My style.
All right. Well, if you want to do a collab, let me know.
A collab. I gotta go.
That's
You
the
said
term.
collab.
Yeah, that's the term. Whoa, moving on to Rhett Scholl, ladies and gentlemen. No, now.
I don't know if I can follow that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Drone guy.
Yeah. Now, Rhett, let's hear about your kind of how did you fall into YouTube, and also a big shout out because you worked with Rick Beato.
Yeah, Rick, right there.
I don't know if you
raise your hand.
I don't know if we're gonna embarrass him or not, but you guys, Rick Beato is amazing, and you were working with Rick.
Yeah,
right?
so I worked for Rick for about 4 or 5 years. Started out interning there, learned how to engineer and play on sessions and do everything. And about 4 or 5 years into that, Rick has always been an incredible teacher. He has had this insane knowledge of harmony and theory and production and just music in general. And so he started doing YouTube about 4 years ago now, and just keeping in touch with him. We both live in Atlanta, about 30 minutes away from each other. I would just go down to his studio a couple times a week and, watch him make videos or help him make videos. And then after about a year and a half of watching that, I finally got to the point where the gig I was on, I was touring with a band out of Nashville, and that ended. And I was coming into a season of not really knowing what the future was going to look like gig-wise. And I had a passion for making videos and, putting stuff up, and I just started doing it. Started making videos about gear, started talking about being on the road, started, doing some teaching stuff, some kind of lesson stuff, and 2 years later, we're here.
Yeah. Do you? I know playing in the bands that you're in primarily 2 projects.
Yeah. So
that still seems to be a big priority for you right now, right?
well, yeah. I mean, because that's why I got into playing was
Yeah.
to travel and play
Right.
out live. And the YouTube channel has been great because it's allowed me to kind of only focus on playing with the people and the artists that I really want to play with. I don't necessarily have to hustle for the wedding gigs
Yeah.
anymore and all that kind of stuff. And
Nice.
it's a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Laura, how are you?
I'm so happy to be here. It's my first time at NAMM and my first time ever in the US.
Wow.
So
awesome.
happy.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Now, how do you balance playing and performing and touring, but then also making YouTube videos?
For me, it's very two separate things. I started on YouTube, and I started the band like 4 or 5 years ago, but I started YouTube like 12 or 13 years ago, and it's really different things, not the same audience, it's real life versus YouTube, so it's really different.
Do you, when you're out touring, do you ever make videos on tour?
Not really.
It's hard, right?
Sometimes I upload music video clips from of my band on YouTube, but I prefer to be focused on like covers or playing I don't know, demos or things like that on YouTube and separate the band.
Very cool. Very cool. Wax.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Sorry, that's all I got. Do you speak French?
That's fine.
What's the style of your YouTube channel?
My style is I got a friend who make like very good film, and that's the key. And he's filming me. I'm playing loops, like loops on my guitar. Then I drop my guitar, take a bass, play loop on the bass, then the drum, then I sing, etc., etc.
Oh,
and
cool.
it's a one take. So it's a lot of rehearsal, and I have a good sound engineer, and that's the main stuff on my channel.
Wow, oh, that's really cool. I watched all your channels because I knew we were going to do this panel, but I want to watch more.
Yeah.
What's the future for your YouTube channel? Where do you want to go with it?
In fact, the story of my YouTube channel is it's a dream, because I started to make like videos like that. Then one day, the tour manager of Linkin Park emailed me and said, Linkin Park are in town and they want to perform with you with your loop. So I play with them like for I don't remember, but it was a day. Like we play for hours and we make that video together. And then the year after that, Jared Leto called me and said, I saw your video with Linkin Park, I want to do the same with you. And that's like a story that never ends like that. And today I'm here with you, and I love all of your YouTube channels.
So nice.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's YouTube. YouTube is the reason that those artists saw you.
Exactly.
Do you guys have any stories like that with artists reaching out to you through YouTube?
I just have this thing. I'm sorry. I just have this thing where I was doing the Fretted Americana videos, and people thought they knew me.
Yes.
Because they watched so many videos. But I mean, people like Peter Frampton and Robert DeLeo from they're like, hey man, what's happening? I haven't seen you in forever. I'm like, I haven't seen you ever. I'm like, man, I watched so many videos, I thought we hung out. So, but when it's people like that, or you got, I was in Slovenia one time, and even Joe Satriani came up to me and goes, man, I love watching your videos. Now, it can't get more flattering than that, right? So, and then Peter Frampton was convinced that we had met. He's like, we've met. I'm like, no, yes. And I'm like, you're Peter Frampton, I remember. And I go, let me go out on a limb here. Maybe you saw a Les Paul video I did on YouTube. And he goes, that's it. So, I mean, if you do something special, right? If you do something special, people notice, and they come knocking on the door.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Well, I hope we get you back on YouTube when you're not too busy with side project Bon Jovi.
That's my day job.
A day job.
So Bon Jovi's my day job. I got Philix and the Drills.
Yes, the Drills, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is just so you know that just because of the Bon Jovi thing, it's beautiful to create something that's different. So in Bon Jovi, I kind of take a back seat, And in the drills, I front the band, I write the songs, it's my lyric, my melody, that kind of thing. So in March, I'm going to the UK and Europe with the drills, and we're basically playing clubs and traveling in a van, and then 2 months later, I'll be flying in jets and playing arenas. So to me, I feel blessed that I can do both. And thank you, YouTube.
Yes. Thank you, YouTube, everybody. Yes. Rhett.
Yes.
What are the two main projects called that you play in?
So it's both are kind of artists that I do the hired gun thing for. So one is a singer-songwriter named Noah Guthrie, who's very much like Americana rock stuff, very guitar-driven. And that's a lot of fun because I get to be involved in the song arranging and writing process and play on all the sessions. And so the stuff that I get to play live in his band are my parts. They're, you know, it's stuff that I've come up with, which is awesome. And the other project is Jessie Wilson. She has a record out that was just produced by Pat Carney of the Black Keys. And so that's a lot of fun as well because it's all fuzz, slapback, tons of reverb, and just make your amp sound like it's going to explode, and that's the sound for the whole show. It's awesome.
Nice. And you've got, I know you play a bunch of different guitars, but you got a new Les Paul from Gibson?
Got a new Les Paul, one of the 2020. It's fantastic, man. Really, really great. Yeah.
And Phil, you got an SG rockin'. I know you play different guitars,
I'm distracted up here because so many beautiful guitars on the walls.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some
And
Firebirds back there.
I'm like mid-sentence going, what was I saying? Because look at that. I announced this year that I'm now a Gibson guy.
Okay.
So I'm really excited.
So that's why we've got you up here right now.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh yeah, I guess. I did a gig last night at the Grove, and I had an SG that I personalized, and I also played a 355 and a custom shop Flying V.
Whoa.
So, I mean, what a trick bag, right?
Wow.
It's like the tools. I mean, it's like you walk in here, and it's like the best candy store in the world.
Yeah. Love it. Laura, what guitar are you playing?
Les Pauls. I'm a Les Paul girl. I've always played Les Paul. My first was an Epiphone / Gold Top in 2008, and I love this guitar. I still have it. And now my main guitar has been a Classic Plus Les Paul, not an old one, but one from 1997 that I bought from a friend. But I don't really like the neck. It's a 60s slim taper, and I prefer fatter necks. I got a used Firebird too, a white one. I've always wanted a Firebird, so I have one. And now my main guitar is the new Les Paul Junior, and I love it. I can't believe I've never tried them before. They're so easy to use, simple. It's raw. It almost sounds like a Telecaster, but no, I really like the twang, and the neck is perfect for me. Yeah.
Wax, how you doing?
I'm fine, man.
I'm still thinking about you jamming with Linkin Park. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was
incredible.
Yeah.
What's your main guitar?
It's a Night Oak that Gibson friends give me. Like I was in love with that guitar, and I'm very happy to play with it. And I love that guitar. It's such a simple, but I don't know, the neck is it's like my I only play with Night Oak now. For years I was with Les Paul and SG, and from the day I play with that guitar, I cannot play with other guitar now.
Beautiful. I know who that is. Love you, Bob. Okay, I think maybe we can take, if anyone wants to ask any of these guys any questions, I think it would be a good time to let you guys get the hard-hitting info that you want. Does anyone interested in asking Any particular questions? I mean, we can keep going here and talking about YouTube.
Actually, before you take a question, I just want to say about you two guys specifically.
Okay.
When I was first starting out, my dad and I would spend hours, and Marty, you met my dad.
Your dad was awesome.
Yeah. My dad and I would spend hours on YouTube watching your videos, and it taught me so much. Like, so much that I still use today, both in the gigging world and on YouTube, was from you guys. You were both kind of pioneers of this space.
That is the nicest way
Thanks,
to
man.
say we're old. Isn't that the nicest way?
It really is. But thanks, man. I appreciate that.
That's so sweet, man. And
It made me think of something, though.
yeah, please.
Somebody's mentioned today, you know, because somebody said, hey, I watch all your videos. And I was like, you know what? When I'm stuck on licks, I watch my own videos from like 9 years ago because it was licks I don't play anymore. And I have to rewind it and figure out what I did. And then he said, you should do a Phil X responds to Phil X.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think I'm going to do a series.
Yeah, I'd watch that, for sure.
Yeah. I think there's enough of you to do 2 Phil X's. Yeah, we got a question right here. We got a microphone. Yes. Thank you for asking a question.
Yeah, no problem. So Phil, I just want to find out what are your plans as far as putting out your guitar method?
Oh, your guitar
Get
method.
started with that
Thank
project.
you. See, it pays to talk about stuff.
Yeah, man.
I got a lot of work to do. It's in its baby stages right now, but it'll be this year. Let's say this year. It's a big year, but I got a lot going on. But I'd love to get that out soon. Yes.
Fantastic.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Any other questions? We got the mic here. Now is the time. We have plenty to talk about, but
What's up,
I want to
guys?
hear from you guys.
Awesome. Rhett, I actually have a question for you.
Nice.
I love your content.
Thanks, man.
Awesome, yeah. What would you do, because I feel like we're kind of around the same age, what do you do when you're first starting your YouTube channel? Because you're very specific with your video, you know what I mean? So any advice to start out?
I think you have to just start doing it. I have some friends that are in the early stages of getting into YouTube, and there's this, you know, they spend a lot of time considering, okay, what I want the channel to be, what do I want to say, what kind of camera should I use, how do I want my lights set up, and you spend all this time trying to nail down every single detail, where I think at some point you just have to start doing it, even if it's just on your iPhone and you're editing on, you know, the phone itself and putting stuff up. It's like playing gigs. The more time you spend on stage actually doing something, the more comfortable you get, and you find your voice doing it. So
That's a great comparison.
yeah, I mean, that's how I felt at first. You know, I can't go back and watch a lot of my earlier videos because I'll cringe, because what I'm doing now is completely different, and it's the same thing. It's like I can't go back and watch early gigs I've played because, you know, it's different now. So just start doing it.
Yeah, and I think you have to just take action. You know, like I didn't know I would be a YouTube guitar teacher when I made my first YouTube videos. I really didn't. I was like, I need some gigs.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Taught it. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
But just taking action, but then you get better as you do it, you know? Like the more reps, and you also can figure out by looking at the feedback, like one particular video all of a sudden gets more views or comments or hits than some of the other ones. It's actually, you got to look at that and be like, oh, people liked when I did this particular thing. That maybe helped me come up with the next idea, you know?
And also realize that you might not ever fully figure it out. Because the videos that I still make today, like my wife will tell you, every video I make, I kind of have no idea how it's going to perform or what it's going to do. I just have an idea for a video that I want to make, a video that I would want to watch, and I make it. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Laura and Wax, your channels are in French.
It's music, so it's yeah.
Yes,
No,
but it is, you speak in French in the videos?
I don't usually speak.
Oh,
I
just play.
Yeah, I play or I sing in English, but I don't remember if I uploaded videos where when I spoke, I tried to speak in English, but I usually just play.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Just play.
I just play, yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, that's great. Because I talk too much, so that's a good balance.
I think if I was speaking in English on my channel, or if I was speaking in French, those bands maybe didn't want to play with me because they didn't know at the time I was French. They said, "Oh, maybe he's from Australia or England." We don't know.
Yeah, me too.
Fantastic. We have another question? Yeah.
Yeah, where do you guys get all the Sharpie markers to sign all those autographs? That's what I want to know. Two-part question. Craziest live experience on stage, equipment going wrong or whatever. And then second question is, anybody using any Sims, modelers, fractals, Kempers in live situations?
Anyone?
What was the second part?
Slow down, slow down. No, a wild live story. You got to have some crazy Bon Jovi live story.
I mean, some of the Bon Jovi stuff is amazing. Like, I mean, it's not crazy, but if you're playing your hometown in an arena and you see your mom in the third row and she's like beaming, it's pretty incredible. My crazy story is I was on stage with the Drills in a small club, and I couldn't see the ceiling that was painted black. And in a finale, if we're playing a place and it's got a high ceiling, I tend to like throw the guitar 20 feet up and catch it. Thank you, good night. And not seeing the ceiling, I threw the guitar up, and the guitar hit the ceiling and ricocheted into my face. Headstock first, and it cut me here and here. And I was, you know, when you got the adrenaline of a live performance going, you don't really notice pain. So, but I feel the trickling of blood down my cheek, and I look at my bass player, and I'm like, Dan, am I bleeding? He's like, we should stop. And then I just, you know, picked up my gear, wrapped my cables, got into my truck, went into the hospital, and got, like, glued back together.
That is rock and roll for sure.
It is rock and roll, man.
Yeah. Anything come to mind
Yeah,
there?
this past summer was pretty difficult in terms of weather and gigs. The festival season, oh my God, it was brutal. We got, in fact, with Noah, we had a run of 5 festival shows in a row that got rained out while we were on stage. But there's this one in particular, we were in Indiana somewhere, and it was at the end of our set. And the whole time we were playing, I was just watching black clouds just roll in. And during the last song, this gust of wind, like I've never felt before, came up out of nowhere, blew my guitar stand over, and the line array, I was standing stage right, and the line array that was flown from the truss came loose and started swinging like right in front of me and almost hit me. And it's on my YouTube channel, I have a video of it. You can't see it on camera, but you can hear this giant metal clang, and it was the line array swinging into the stage. I almost died, and they cut the sound. We were in the middle of a song. They cut the sound, dropped the arrays, and like just pushed us right off the stage. And what we ended up learning later was a tornado had touched down, I think, a mile or a mile and a half away from where we were playing. And yeah.
Wow, crazy. And yeah, Sharpies come from everywhere, so that's the Sharpie answer. I don't.
Just don't like give him back.
Right on, right on. Anyone else? Oh yeah.
I have a question for all 4 of you guys. Who do you guys look up to that keeps you motivated?
That's a good question. Well, I'll start. We'll just go down the line. Honestly, everyone up here, like the peers, because we kind of, I mean, like I said, I don't think anyone knew what YouTube was going to do or where it was going to evolve for guys like us. I was a good elementary school music teacher and a, guitar teacher, basically. I had no idea. So as we all came up together, I really look up to the peers in this world, because it's like a pretty unique experience, So I think we can relate to each other. So we saw Rick Beato in the audience. I mean, I look up to Rick. Just saw Paul Davids, who does amazing YouTube work. Look up to him. All these people I try and learn from as well. So I think it's like the community for me. I mean, I have rock heroes, I have musical heroes, but currently I'm soaking this in. Well, one of them's right next to me right now, actually. Yeah. What about you?
I still look up to heroes. I've been fortunate to be able to play with some of my heroes. Like, 1 week last year, I jammed with Uli John Roth from the 70s Scorpions. Like, he was my idol. Like, I was an Uli disciple before I was an Eddie disciple. And I got to jam with him, and then 5 days later, that was in Germany, and then 5 days later, I jammed with Billy Gibbons in the Bahamas. So you get to do stuff like that, and you get to ask them questions, right? Like, Billy, you really use sevens? Yep. How long you been using sevens? 10 years. What'd you use before sevens? Eights. So, I mean, you get to have these conversations with these heroes that you grew up listening to. So I always look up to playing with Uli led to me doing 3 shows with him in Japan last January, and he blew me away every night. He blew, like, his improv and his technique and his sounds and everything. It was just to think that I listened to him like almost 40 years ago, and he still has that magic. It's just, it's inspiring. So I look up to that, stuff like that.
Tim Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim is everything that I want to be as a guitar player.
Excellent.
I've been watching him when he started on YouTube. I think I found his channel when he was like maybe his first 5,000 subscribers or something like that, early on for him. And realized through his YouTube channel that I grew up listening to him because he's played on everything since.
He did Runaway.
I know.
He did the solo in Runaway. I play his solo every night.
Dude, I still learn stuff. So I did a video with him, which was an incredible experience last year. I got to go to the house. It was like the promised land, Tim's house. And we sat and just played guitar and talked about stuff. And as a player, he's the type of guy that I love in that he plays exactly what the song needs and it just knows how to pull those parts and those tones out. And then on top of that, he is a total sweetheart of a guy. He's the nicest person you could ever meet or work with. Yeah.
That is something that's exciting about YouTube. I think of Tim Pierce, like you said, and Rick Beato as well, and Phil X as well, who have had musical careers pre-YouTube and didn't know that all that experience could lead to them now having a platform to share their unique experience in their musical career. So let's hear about you guys. Who are you looking up to?
My motivations are not the same now than before. When I started playing guitar, I used to spend lots of time watching, I don't know if we can call them YouTuber because they weren't really famous. They were just covering really well some classic rock solos and classic rock songs, and I could spend entire days watching them and trying to do the same. And I think I learned a lot thanks to rock covers on YouTube, not necessarily made by famous YouTubers, because at the time, like 12 years ago, I'm not sure there was famous YouTubers like now. And now I don't spend much time on YouTube anymore, and I'm really looking up to real rock bands, like new rock bands like Hailstorm or, I don't know, Rival Sons, Jared James Nichols. I love them, and they are my new inspirations.
Magnifique.
Magnifique.
Sorry. I have two, yes. My friend, Wax.
Yeah.
Who are you looking at? It sounds like you've already played with some of the heroes out there, like Linkin Park, but...
Yeah. In fact, my motivation right now is to keep doing that, because when I was 12 years old, internet was the beginning of internet, and then I learned guitar with VHS, like old school way.
Star licks.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, when I see your videos, our videos, even me, when I want to learn something, it's in 10 minutes I can have the lick. And it's for the kids, I think it's great. And I still have 12 years old right now.
Yeah, I
understand. I'm very happy to have those content.
Real quick, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Wax.
With 2 X's.
Yeah, with 2 X's.
And Laura, what's the name of your channel?
It's my name, Laura Cox.
Okay.
Also my name, Rhett Schull.
Phil X 1111.
You know my birthday is 11/11.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just make a wish every time a clock says 11:11.
I know, and I always like to say, I was born on 11/11,
And
baby.
I also want to say that everybody on the planet plays the riff from Beat It wrong because one guy showed how to play it wrong.
It's probably me.
And now everybody, no, that wasn't you. Was it you? I have to look at your video now.
I definitely have Paul. I have never met Paul McCartney, but he was like, those big videos of Blackbird, they're not playing it the way I play it. And I was like, oh, that's me.
Well, because he's left-handed.
Well, that's true. That's true. Maybe we have time for one more question. Otherwise, I just want to, thank Gibson Guitars for having us, and I also want to thank you guys for actually still standing here and listening to us talk about this stuff. Any other question? Yeah, you have one more. We have one more question here. I can hear you. You're fine.
Any quotes that changed your life from like your heroes?
Inspirational
Oh, I have
quotes.
a good one.
Please.
I love, Miles Davis. He says, 20% of the note, 20% is the note, 80% is the attitude of the motherfucker who played it.
Yeah. We got a big fan over here. Nice to see you. Yeah, great to see you. I think it was Count Basie maybe said there are 2 categories of music, good music and bad music. I think that just lends to having an open mind, find stuff you like in everything. But that's it.
I'm trying to think of how it was actually said because I don't want to butcher it, but I think it was Miles Davis that said something like, it's what you don't play. Like the notes that you don't play matter as much as the ones that you do. I learned a lot from that.
That's a good one. Any French? I want to hear some French.
Ah,
A
tu veux
French
qu'on parle
saying.
français?
Yeah, oui, ouais.
No, it's not a French thing, but no, I know that Malcolm Young said that you have to play guitar with the right hand like it was drums. And I think I have to focus on that because I'm a lefty playing righty, so my right hand isn't good, and I try to remember that every time I play because I don't really have that technique in mind.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know.
That's good too. Yeah. Well, all you have to do is quote from Ferris Bueller, and you'll be fine. I mean, that every line in that movie can lead your life in a good way, I think. Well, anyway, I want to thank all of these panelists again. Gibson,
Thanks for sticking around. And thanks, Gibson.
Yes, and just thanks again, you guys, for hanging out and listening. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the questions. And I think we're going to conclude.
Thanks.
Thanks, Marty.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys.